Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In 1944, President Roosevelt created the War Refugee Board in order to undertake efforts to rescue Jews from the Nazis and the atrocities of the Holocaust. That same year, a young Swedish diplomat accepted an appointment to travel to Hungary on a humanitarian mission, in large part sponsored by our War Refugee Board, to help protect Hungary's Jewish community. This young diplomat, Raoul Wallenberg, risked his life to save tens of thousands of Jews, if not more, from almost certain death in Nazi concentration camps. For his remarkable courage and humanitarian spirit, Wallenberg had been recognized and memorialized across the globe. In 1963, Yad Vashem recognized him as a righteous man among nations. In 1981, Raoul Wallenberg became the second person to be bestowed honorary United States citizenship. In 1995, Congress unveiled a bronze boat dedicated to Wallenberg here in the Capitol, and today it can be found appropriately in Emancipation Hall in the Capitol Visitor Center. And just 3 years ago, Mr. Speaker, Congress awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to Raoul Wallenberg, the highest civilian honor that can be bestowed by Congress. Yet for all of these memorials and all of these tributes, since Raoul Wallenberg was last seen as a free man on January 17, 1945, his true fate remains a mystery. For 72 years now, the truth has eluded us. And worse, Raoul's family and loved ones, and the countless that he saved, have been unable to receive the closure they deserve. For many years, my good friend and colleague, the late Tom Lantos, took up the mantle of resolving the Wallenberg mystery. Not only was Tom the only Holocaust survivor to ever serve in Congress, but he managed to escape the horrors of the Holocaust thanks to the actions of Raoul Wallenberg. It was Tom who introduced the legislation that became law, bestowing honorary citizenship to Wallenberg. Tom who kept the focus on this case, never allowing it to be cast aside. And it has been 72 years, Mr. Speaker, and yet we still do not have the answers. It is now our turn to be asking the unanswered questions. We have a responsibility, indeed an obligation, to do the right thing. It was the United States government and the War Refugee Board, along with the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee, that largely sponsored Wallenberg's work in Hungary. We named him an honorary citizen, and we bestowed upon him the highest honors. Yet, we have not done what needs to be done to resolve the question surrounding his disappearance. When proclaiming Raoul Wallenberg a United States citizen, President Reagan asked, "How can we comprehend the moral worth of a man who saved tens and tens of thousands of lives, including those of Congressman and Mrs. Lantos?" We cannot possibly comprehend Raoul Wallenberg's moral worth, Mr. Speaker, but we must ask ourselves what our moral worth is if we don't do everything in our power to end this 72-year search for answers. I have presented a bipartisan resolution, House Resolution 58, which seeks to raise awareness of the Wallenberg case. This resolution builds upon the tireless efforts of so many: Wallenberg's parents, his half-brother Guy, Guy's daughters, Marie and Louise, and Raoul's half-sister, Nina. It was Nina, Mr. Speaker, who served as a guest of honor at the Congressional Gold Medal ceremony in this building in 2012. This resolution builds upon the tremendous research by the scholars and volunteers over the years by raising outstanding questions that linger to this very day. The resolution also urges the administration, from the president on down, to raise the case of Wallenberg to their Russian counterparts, and it calls upon Russia to open its archives so that we can finally get some answers. I urge my colleagues to support this important resolution. Remember, House Resolution 58. And I urge all of us to show just a little bit of courage, the same courage that Raoul Wallenberg exemplified, by taking action. It is our duty to remember Raoul's heroic actions and his sacrifice and to build upon his legacy, Mr. Speaker. But it is also our duty to bring an end to this tragic injustice and to finally resolve the mystery of the fate of Raoul Wallenberg. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.